Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Turtle Club podcast. We are here to talk about the newest set that just got done being revealed, which is Critical Blow. So, as always, I'm your host, Dylan, and I'm here with Bobby.
Hey, guys.
Carl.
Good evening.
Brandon.
Hello.
Sam.
What's this?
And Angel.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about all the newest cards from the sets. We're going to talk about deck by deck, the starter deck, the pre-release cards, and after that we'll do a bit of Banlist predictions, since that's also upcoming soon. So we'll just get right into it. So starting, we'll do with the first thing that they revealed, which is the Cell Max pre-release leader and the Z card that comes with it. So the Cell Max leader looks pretty generically good. Does takes life, draws a card, which is pretty generic leaders do. Then awakens at 4. Whenever you neg something, you draw. So that's pretty nice. It's on both turns. And it has this extra card that wipes the board and also gives any 8-drop Cell Max 15k and double strike. You have any thoughts on this little package right here?
It seems strong after when you think about it for a second, but then you try to put the deck together and there's just too much space. The gammas, the stuff we talk about later, really helps a lot, but the real, power card here is that Z extra, board wiping and drawing a card every turn, plus the 15k double is pretty nice on those 1 cost 8 costs. So that's the power move, but the stuff in between, I don't know if Red has enough generic support to keep it or to make it, a competitively viable deck. So that's pretty much all I got on it right now. I haven't put together anything yet.
The alt arts look cool. It'll be fun to win it pre-release weekend.
Foiling's always nice.
Extremely powerful on Awaken side. Attack, draw 1 out of life, it's +2, and then really good Awaken. So it has potential, probably just because of that leader, right? I mean, seems pretty okay.
Definitely.
I do think these promo leaders are never really a cut above the rest. I just think the main set obviously kind of outshines it, but it is pretty cool. I think we were tinkering with Android 16 before, so it could do something, but yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of generic stuff for it.
Yeah, it's closer to that or the Ramp 2 than it is Magenta, so that's good.
That's true.
Yeah, it's at least something. So some cards in the set that support it, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So the other card that they're just randomly giving out, I guess, is this SF3 Gotenks support card for the old adult Gotenks yellow deck. I mean, does anybody know if it actually helps the deck or not?
Oh yeah,
Premium pack, right?
Yeah, I think that's the premium.
Oh,
pack
it's a premium pack card. Okay, does it actually help?
Helps. Yeah, it's a free union from you do it from drop. You put them back in your deck, I think. And then it's just a barrier 16k that they can't swing at your leader or your unison, right? Which is
What leader is that?
Only your opponent's leader can attack unison.
That's 10?
So it saves your unison.
Yeah.
Oh, the generic one. That's not.
Yeah, the generic yellow card. It's pretty nice, and it got that really nice anti-box triple striker too. So this is just another way to proc the +5 crit effect on the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Free. I mean, it helps a lot. So that's a cool thing. Especially if other yellow decks get hit, that's something that could see some play here soon.
And one of the rare untapped 2 leaders that's actually viable.
Swing, draw, take a life. I mean,
That's kind of scary for yellow. Untapped 2.
Yeah, and if your
Extra
opponent
cards are prevalent.
extras draw you card.
mm-hmm.
Right? That's
Yeah.
On both turns, I believe.
Yep.
Correct.
They're trying to go draw 2 formats now instead
Super
of
nice.
one.
Let's hit the starter.
It seems pretty useful. So we'll move on to the starter deck of the set. So the Vegito starter deck. So I guess let's go over the cards in the set that they also revealed. Might as well with this. So it seems okay. There's not really that many Gokus and Vegetas. Because this is not Xeno Goku and Vegeta. This is just regular Goku and Vegeta, and you can only fuse with the black ones. So there's not many black Goku and Vegetas that you can fuse with. So what do we have our thoughts about this Vegito deck?
Bobby.
I'm not impressed, to be honest. I just jury's still out. We'll see if there's more support printed, but in its current form, just the fact that they are not Xeno really dampens my enthusiasm to play it. And I guess there's some cool stuff you can do with polymorphic, and it'll get explored, I imagine, but I don't think it hangs with any of the other stuff that was revealed later on. Definitely not at that level.
Not as good as Black Trunks?
No.
No.
Okay.
Or Fu.
Yeah, food.
Or literally any other deck that was revealed.
Seems like
yellow.
Seems like you just spend too much energy in this to do anything.
The setup, the fact that they want you to set up and then also spend energy on the actual offensive plays is bizarre. I don't know why they do that. If you're going to spend energy on one, then you shouldn't have to dump even more on the other, especially in a deck that's supposed to be aggressive. It looks like it'll be good on turn 1 and turn 2, like you get some nice stuff there, but once the mid-range turns hit, it's kind of energy hungry then. And then I don't know how you're going to close out a game other than maybe generic black cards, but that's not really a thing.
Also, why are these Goku and Vegetas? Why are they 10Ks? Like, what is the point of that?
We're past that. Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
You awaken turn 1 with like every leader. There's no point in doing that.
Side note, I do like how they're shortening text now, or at least they're trying to. Son Goku and Vegeta card, comma, both black. I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that is
Going
good.
forward.
Save some room on these cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also seems. I mean, I also don't see how they're really going to defend itself at all. There's like no defensive cards in this at all either. So I don't really know if this deck is going to hold up at all against really anything. So
The Z stack duo is pretty nice though. That's like a good little combo. I don't know if maybe that and then a bunch of generic black cards is gonna cut it, but it's decent.
That's like the one and only card that sets up your entire plays like nicely and gives you like good, decent value at the same time. So
The leader's great. I like the leader a lot, but I don't know. The other stuff is not good enough. Maybe if the Goku and Vegetas were better. Maybe they just don't want your Vegeta to be huge when you take life and gain a bunch of power, if that's the idea, but that's fine.
yeah,
It's just you compare this to the Majin Vegeta starter deck that was released prior, and it's like, why?
Yeah,
Same people are designing these.
maybe.
Yeah.
Let's hop into the real set.
yeah, we'll get out of there. So the first thing they revealed was the green decks. So first of all, they have the Broly Imperagus leader that awakens to the Broly, has a cool Z leader, and they also have like these POV Z extra cards, which are pretty cool. So I know Angel, you've been testing a lot with this deck. How do you feel about it?
Not a lot, and I played like 6 or 7 games with it with a couple people, but it just immediately starts off strong. Like always, it's super consistent. It's got that Broly leader effect that they like to put on stuff where you get to search your deck for your turn 1 play, so that's nice. And then awaken turn 2, you thin your deck out like 2 or 3 cards. You draw to 11, I think, turn 2, which is pretty nice. Then you just start swinging 30k crits and running over opponent's board. They can't do anything about it, so it's really good at keeping up on card economy and putting your opponent down. And then you close in with the Z leader and the big 30ks, the 35k double strikers, that card is ridiculous. I don't know. That's like the best red-green card they've ever printed, I think.
I had to read that one
Arrival
3 times when I was spectating the game, Angel.
That second effect is insane. Especially since they can't negate when you swing at a battle card. So you run over one. Yeah, you burn them a life, all the way down to 1, by the way. Not like... It's not super limited, and then it restands, draws a card, and it's a 35k double striker. It's pretty insane.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And the Z card that comes with it, that card's the other superstar, I think. That one's so nice. Just a generic green-ish, because you have to have a board set up to really use it effectively. You sack a guy, pay 1, and pay 1 Z energy, and it's a 20k that you can activate main, pop one of your things, pop one of their things, gain 5k double strike. So 25k double striker that kills something for 1. It's pretty, out of the Z deck, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
nice.
a lot of good stuff in the deck. Just so much good stuff. And it supports old Broly archetypes. Like, I think this is the best designed thing in the set. Personally.
In terms of balance.
in terms of balance, like it's competitively viable and it also is legacy support while also, still being. It's not. I don't want to call it fair because that's like a bad word in card games, but it is still. It's not degenerate, it's super strong, super solid, and it just does everything you want it to do.
It's pretty fresh. I mean,
Yeah,
I was one of
feels
those you
good.
played it against, and like being able to combo out with 10Ks that just aren't dead in your hand. Like everything can be utilized in the deck, which is really cool. And your turns are just so smooth. I feel.
Yeah, and explosive.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing that stands out to me in the archetype really is the Z card that is actually a 1 energy Z card SS3 Broly Tyrant.
Yeah,
just for the interaction with the cooler champ pack promo. It's the cheapest way to enable that card and be able to restand because that cooler is very strong. It's just energy hungry.
Yeah, tap in for Frieza, and that is 4, and this is 3, so that's true. That's just another element. That's probably a little much, but
Yeah, that'll be a nice combo. They seem to finally make a good deck that one of these battle and KO stuff decks. So I don't know what you call it, but they finally made one of those correctly and made it to where your opponent can't negate them. So you can actually run over cards and get effects this time, unlike the other decks that they make, where your opponent can just negate and then your entire strategy is just over.
yeah, it shits on Turtle School and the other one, U6 and U7.
Yeah.
Just so much better than those two in the way it works. Which you can grab some of the stuff from those leaders, by the way, and splash it in here if you really want to. Some nice cards you can use from there.
Yeah, this one's not restricted. Seems
Yeah,
pretty
the ones
nice.
that aren't restricted.
So you say Broly is a thumbs up? You say it's pretty good?
Yeah, definitely a pick up the core and try it out deck.
Alright, we'll move on to another green deck, which is probably the more competitive green deck of this set, is the Goten and Goku, or Goten and Gohan, the Family Kamehameha deck. So it seems a lot like Trunks Cheetah in that way. It's like free playing your 1-drops, evolving, but a lot of them have really good effects to make you discard cards, a lot of free evolves. Like, it seems pretty dang good. What do you guys think?
I played around with it a little bit as well. I think Brandon did too, right?
Marshall?
Oh, it was the other Brandon. Yeah, that's right. It's good. I like it. I actually don't think it's as good as Broly.
Really?
Yeah, it's good, and it runs super smooth and is super consistent. Giant hand, but I don't know. The plays they're not as powerful when you do them. They don't swing the game in your favor or like put you ahead as much. But this can definitely grind you out way better than Broly can. Especially there's neat stuff that you can do with the Bardock Unison since you have 1 cost you can sack every turn. With Freeze Army Healing Pod drawing 2 every turn, stuff like that. And the 8 cost for 1 is nuts. But the chain is kind of expensive. It's like 1 for each piece, or you pitch 1 to do the evolve like mid swing effect. It's all right. That's those parts.
Yeah, especially like the whole triple strike effect seems to cost a lot to get that off.
I can't even imagine that ever actually happening, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. It's like
It's like
three
you gotta
or
get
4 energy in a total just to get the
4.
triple. Yeah, just to get the triple strike.
Yeah. The other stuff.
Definitely the best healing pod deck.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just so easy.
It just every turn draw 2, and then if you set up a Bardock Unison, it's draw 2. Opponent pitch 1. Opponent can't even combo during the turn. Like it's a -2 on an opponent and a +2 on your own turn just from leader. If you've got that set up, it's kind of costly at the beginning, but with Charismatics and Dormant, it might work.
If the Bardock Unison can stick, it's still very viable. A lot of decks rely on that, just comboing that 1 piece off in the early game to get to the Z deck and start their engine. So if you can neg that 1 piece, you really put them behind.
Yeah, seems really strong, so I'm excited to play it, see how it does. Any thoughts on the Turtle School cards?
You can awaken now without taking to 4. That's about it, though.
Yeah, from what I read, they weren't really that impactful for the deck, it seemed like.
I'm not impressed with them.
Yeah. Better luck next time, I guess. Alright, well, I guess we'll move on to the red decks. So the first ones they revealed, they both seem pretty dang good, by the way. So the first one they revealed is the Beast Gohan deck, so he's finally getting his own leader. Seems pretty crazy. Seems very easy to play. Does a lot of stuff, like turn 4 seems pretty crazy, with all the things you can do. What are we thinking with this deck?
It's going to be one of the boogeymen of the meta into the future.
For sure.
And it's the most helmeted deck I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
So-
turns 1 through 3 are just scripted for you.
Yeah, all the cards tell you what to do on them. It's pretty funny.
Well, at least they're making an effort to bring back red again.
Oh, right
after
away.
After
Yeah.
the shellacking of the two good decks, Sin and Gogeta.
Yeah, guys. I mean, it lost 2 big boogeyman decks. I mean, come on, it's got to have something. I mean, if you look at all the,
I do like that they're giving it something. I agree with that. I mean, I don't like seeing a color die completely. Like red pretty much fell off the face of the earth, right? I don't.
Dude,
Besides the one guy who got
10% or
second.
some crap like that. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to get in there with it.
Yeah, and that idiot that got Bulma 16th place or whatever.
Yeah, who is that guy? Fuck that guy, dude.
There's that guy.
I heard he's Chinese.
Yeah. Don't worry, dude. These new Piccolos basically say no thanks to Bulma, so
Yeah, no
literally
blockers.
just no blockers. So Bulma just goes if this deck runs the meta. So
That's our friend Brandon, by the way, for the viewers that don't know.
yeah, Tua's
Top
me
16
against
Brandon.
16.
Yeah.
Yes.
The 8-drop seems pretty crazy. It's just minus leader by 5 for the whole turn if they negate their attacks.
So dumb, dude.
And if they don't
I
negate it,
think
they get
that's
special beam
actually-
cannoned for double strike and 15k.
I think the 8 cost is actually the. I don't want to say it's a trap. You definitely still run it. No deflect, no barrier.
You're right.
You're gonna run into. There's a bunch of generic red cards you can still run that you can option select into over this. But if you're going for the kill or like they're tapped out, you definitely slam this thing down because it's pretty ridiculous. But you can put down the Piccolo Goku, being your double strike leader for 2 turns, so it goes up to 25. Then Secret Rayer, Vegito, go up another extra 10, make your leader a 35 double with special. I think special beam cannon gives it what, like some ridiculous amount of power.
It's a 15k and double.
15, I think. Yeah.
15 and double. No, it gives Z leader 20. It gives
Zero
Z leader
turn. Okay, it's 20k.
Yeah, so you're looking at a 55 double after your leader beans, and then opponent's turn, you're a 35k leader. I mean, what the hell are you supposed to do after you got swung on 2 25k doubles, a 40k quad, 55k double strike leader, and then he's got 2 more energy to play with? Like, that doesn't even make any sense.
Broly Crown.
Yeah,
Yeah, do that first. Yeah.
so much stuff you can
A
do,
few
it's
times.
insane.
The allure of this deck for me is that it brings back 8-drop Sin into the format.
That too.
That's
Yeah, it should be
pretty
good in
cool.
here.
Z lead guy.
I mean, Vegito has been able to do it for a little bit, but I feel like for some reason that deck is just falling out of the meta. But I think with this being a new, red Z leader and stuff like that, with a lot of power behind it, that Sin is going to fit so nice in there.
It is. In the first, what is it, turn 3, I think you swing 5-6 times. It's pretty wild. Just
Yeah.
like
That's without
you
untapping. It's crazy.
yeah.
And the engine is big, I guess, but it's not so big that you can't customize the deck to fit in stuff. If you really wanted to play Gogeta Unison and Yamcha and stuff, you could Wolfang, you could do that. There's different ways you could go about building it.
And
And
it's
also,
a 20k Z lead. You can go late. You could put in baby if you wanted.
yeah, it continues the trend with the other Gohan leader, making your Z awaken very easily. So just start,
Yeah,
since
where
you're
you just
setting
go down
everything
to
up.
4.
Yeah,
Yeah, instead of taking down and then Z awakening, it just literally turns you into your Z leader.
yeah. So, seems like
Which is probably a bad trend for the game, right? Do we agree that
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
mistake, and it
Okay.
will be corrected in the future. I promise you, because this deck is going to be a problem. Just like Gohan is now.
Yeah, it's nice because KIP's still there too.
Yeah, another beam. There you go. 40k leader. Fuck it.
The one cost old set 3 card, negate +5. I mean, that I mean, there's
Oh,
so many ways-
unending awakening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Unending,
45. All right.
Yeah. Haha. It's actually
Anybody got 50?
yeah.
50k.
And then all your Piccolos just
Go once.
freestand, so you get just a bunch of blockers. And
Yeah.
yeah,
If you can't clear board, also you're dealing with blockers, so that's great.
Yeah, and they all kill stuff.
There are
or draw.
blue-red. Yeah, there's blue-red builds of this going around too, so be interesting.
Senzupi?
I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate it. Okay.
That's 50. Let's keep getting there.
Blue red. Bobby is in like Beerus untap.
All I know is that I went to test this with some friends, and I was trying to find a list that just had the generic stuff already made, and multiple lists I clicked on had different blue-red packages, arrival packages, stuff like that. And I was like, why can't you just have the archetype? Where's everybody? Why is everyone getting fancy
They've moved beyond.
Yeah.
already?
There's people that
It's not
start
even out
testing
yet.
like instant
I
shit.
know.
They add the cards into untap as
People have been
come out.
printing these proxies out since dang July 30th. I bet.
Yeah, they probably know more things about this deck than we'll ever know before it's even out.
How well does this deck generate Z energy? Pretty quick, did we say, or?
It's
you
not
don't
like
really-
the other red decks.
Yeah, you don't need it though. Like you only need the first one.
Well, you need at least two. You need one for the Z's extra card, and then one for the special beam cannon. When you free play
Oh, I
from
know
the
why.
leader.
Sorry. I'll
Yeah.
give you the interaction. Why people are running it. People are running it blue-red because they want to play the 3-Han Floodgate.
Oh,
SH leader.
I see.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's an
goodness.
SH leader.
That's
That
so
is
gross.
Wow.
But
There you
wait, but Bobby, what are the blue cards besides the 3-Han? Because I mean, like, are they running?
I mean,
the
there's
red blue?
there's various lists on Deck Planet you can look at, but it's basically some version of a check land, whether it's Metro Frieza or the Vegeta TP, and then the new Whis.
Okay.
And then
Oh, that Whis isn't
Whis
that
is
kind of a
pretty
beam
good.
also or something?
10k.
Yeah.
Pitch a card and gives you 10k. Yeah.
Yep. Double beam for the
Nice.
turn. Yeah, there's your 50k. There's
I
your
found the
50k
50K.
actually.
I think it's for the
Yeah.
battle though. It's not for the turn. That
No, it's for the turn.
No, it's for
It
the
is for
turn.
the battle.
It's for the turn.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
It's not for that. The one that it's played on, you don't get the 10k because it's when they attack.
For the rest of the turn, yeah.
But each subsequent swing after it's played, and you pay the cost, you get the 10k.
So crazy.
Yeah, all in all, it's seeming like probably a tier 1 deck for sure, right?
Yeah, no question.
Best red deck in the format, probably.
Poor Pan.
Let's check the next one.
Didn't
Let's check
even
the
last
next one.
longer.
Yeah.
Talking a lot about Behan Ghost.
All right, we'll go into the next one. So, the next one we got is Dr. Hedo with the Gammas. So we were thinking it wasn't going to be
Yeah.
as good since they usually make one good deck and then one not so great deck. But it seems like the Gamma deck with Dr. Hedo is actually pretty real looking. It's a lot of untapping your guys and swinging a bunch. So, what do we all think about this deck?
Good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's actually really cool.
I'm excited to play it. I like
I'm
the
excited
Gammas.
to put the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 SR into other red decks.
Into Max, so you can beat your leader in that. Yeah. good
Or Gohan. Just a
Yeah.
1 energy 15k that draws you a card.
It's just a very good generic card. That one in the 8 cost sells pretty nice too. Just kills something and then is a 25k swing, stands back up to block. Pretty nice. The SRs are good. The little guys are good too. I mean, you free play them in rest mode and they untap and lose some power, so they're not really a threatening swing. But when you untap them, the rest of your guys untap with the Z battle card and with the 5 cost, so you get like they're all dual attackers essentially, which is pretty nice.
And a lot of them free
Oh,
combo too, so getting a lot of Z energy.
Yeah. You stack up the Z energy and it's pretty good. It's just the only downside I can see is that I don't know how easily interrupted your awaken condition is because you have to have a Gamma 1 and a Gamma 2. But that's probably easy and probably
Yeah, I
worrying
think
about nothing.
I think the field card free plays once, so
It does. It plays the Gamma. You free play the Gamma 1 that'll let you play Gamma 2 for 1.
yeah.
And they both have deflect, but I guess it just charismatic is always in my mind. So, but that doesn't really see play too often on turn 1 anymore, so it's probably not a real worry.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Good leader though. A lot of swings.
Yeah, I was very surprised it's actually pretty good, so I'm liking it. Pretty excited to play it.
You want to hit the SCR?
Yeah, we can go to the SCR next. So they revealed the SCR next, and it's another red SCR actually. So interesting. It's red, but I mean, it's pretty generic. It's like almost a black card. So it's a 0 cost, bursting rage. You can draw a card, place any Z leader that matches the character name in the same color. Activate battle on top of your leader. So it's like kind of like a Champa in a way, I guess. You can just play your Z leader activate battle. It's like double strike. You can just play this. But I guess it's meant for the Beast Gohan leader. Just make your leader double strike out of nowhere, and just go for game that way. But
And it's also a floodgate, alternatively.
But I know there's also some old leaders that can use the newer Z leaders with this, so that's probably pretty good. So how impactful do we think this
Is it the best in? Is it the best in Bihan Ghost? Right.
Probably. Well, I don't know, because then you have to run more than one. I guess that's fine. It kind of interrupts your chain turning into it. Maybe if you use the special beam cannon and then swing again next turn and activate that and turn to another one. I like it a lot in theory in Dribku and in Bardock.
Mm-hmm.
Getting those double strikes, getting in those Z leaders twice. Yeah, the Dribku going into the Kidku Z leader that's double strike crit out of nowhere is pretty nice.
Oh dang! Didn't even think about that.
Plus, I think the Flip Coup leader, which I tried to make a list and it was kind of awkward. That deck kind of doesn't work the way I was hoping. But that Vegeta leader can turn into the Majin Vegeta Z leader, which is nice since it's an aggro deck to get another extra gigantic double strike swing, clear the board. So there's some neat stuff you can do with it, and there'll be neat interactions into the future too. I hope, unless they're super careful about Z leaders from here on out.
Yeah, to me, this is not a tier 1 SCR that people are going to be playing at the highest level, but it's probably something, once it gets cheap enough, you want to have just for all your fun decks that you can use this and swap into different Z leads, or there's a lot of tinkering I think that people will do with this SCR. But in the
sorry, Bobby.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can see it being a solid budget option. I know people during Sin and stuff like that, like they were playing Radiant Saiyans versus like something else. You know what I mean? Versus like Vegeta Unbridled. So I can see it being kind of like a sneaky one. Whereas like, oh, I'm gonna expect Vegito turn 4, and then you're like, ah, shit, I'm not gonna negate the double strike, and you get hit with big old Z lead. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, it's funny that you said Sin, because I commented on one of these and I said this is the best SCR for when they reboot Red Sin. Just to go into the Z leader on
when they make
6
water
Life or whatever. Yeah, it would be ridiculous if Red Sin was still out. This would be the SCR you play for sure.
Yeah, do it twice in one game. That'd be so so gross.
And what's nice, if you use it defensively, it's a floodgate also. So you get the power boost and draw, and plus it's also a floodgate. So that's cool.
Super good for red. Good option to have.
Turn into a 20k, and then they can't swing with 25ks or higher, so they're either at least tied or underneath you, and if they want to swing.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice. So it should be a nice generic Secret Red going forward. If it prints more generic Z leaders that don't require certain leaders, then this will always be in the back of our minds.
Not even just ones that share a name and a color.
Yeah, if you want to go and do it quickly, like maybe some aggro decks that want to try and kill with their Z leader really quickly. There's no energy restriction on this, so I mean, if you can awaken fast enough and then Z awaken to this to kill someone, double strike or something like that, it's probably pretty cool.
For sure.
Could be the God Rare.
Could be the God Rare, maybe. As of recording this, we haven't seen the God Rare yet, so.
It's probably tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Friday.
probably. Yeah, it's gonna be outdated. This video will be outdated in the God Rare we've seen, so let us know in the comments what it was.
Do you guys
post it?
You guys think it should be that one, or do you think it should be the Vegito?
The Gogeta or this one?
Or the Gogeta?
It should be the Vegito, the Gogeta, but it's probably going to be that one.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Teen Gohan is getting. Well, that one he always gets a lot of love. So if it is like a,
I'd like to see.
I mean,
Gogeta.
they gave
I'd like to
Bardock.
see that
They
one.
gave Bardock the God Rare that one time, but we didn't think it was gonna be Bardock. So
That's true. Could be,
Could be anything really.
God
I would
Rare
love to see a God Rare
I'd like to see
Scrotum.
Beyond Ghost.
Yeah,
the Cumber?
Yeah.
God Rare, dude.
God Rare Cumber. It's possible.
Could be
That'd be
fully-
crazy. A God Rare on a Zextra.
They could do
card?
that.
I mean, they just got to put the scene on it. It's fine that it's an extra card. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Alright,
Let's hit yellow.
let's move on to the yellow decks. So the first one they revealed is a Goku and Korin leader. So this is the first ever Korin leader that we've ever had. It's another skillless deck. So seems pretty nice. A lot of cycle. Free playing skilllesses. Does quite a bit. I like it a lot. Draws decent amounts. And he has a bunch of cool tools with it. So what do you guys think?
Why are you lying?
What? You don't think it's good?
I don't think it draws a lot of cards.
Well, I said draws a decent amount. It cycles a lot, but it's not like a big hand.
The only cool thing it does is negate skills mid battle, which is pretty nice. The rest is, I think, ass. in my humble opinion.
Unfortunate.
The Z extra is great. Just a generic card for Goku's that's yellow.
So good.
That'll be so nice in Kid Ku and Great Ape Kid Ku.
Great Ape gonna be good in Spirit Bomb as well.
I mean, I guess the boss monster play with the Core and Z card and the 35k duel 5-cost Goku, that's kind of nice. So the top end
Plus your
and
free playing skills, so
that's pretty cool. So the top end and the skill negation is nice, but I feel like it's a lot of clunk and like awkward restrictions for no reason for like a deck that doesn't have huge explosive power. I might be wrong though. Like those two things might be enough on their own, but I'm not super looking forward to it. I was hoping for more after we knew it was going to be a Kid Ku leader.
yeah, it seems at least like it'll be fun to play.
It'll be fun.
It's not like totally garbage, I don't think so.
It's not trash, but not competitive.
Alright, if you don't got anything more to say, we'll just move on to the next deck then. It is the Baba deck. So it's a lot of looking at the top cards, your opponent's deck, and what do they call it? Scry?
Yeah.
Yeah, you scry your opponent's deck and you to control what they draw, which is cool. Has a lot of effects that's call the top of their deck, and you get to add certain pieces to hands, like a whole chain with the Baba's minions thing. So seems interesting. I don't know if it's actually going to be good, but it seems like it could do some stuff. What do you guys think?
I think the controlling your opponent's deck is very strong. I think the battle cards do almost nothing other than search each other out, and I don't know if that's enough anymore to just have like a decent sized hand. But maybe that coupled with ruining your opponent's hand is good enough. The Z battle card is very nice, and like the top end again, kind of like similar to the other Goku deck, but this one takes it's like until turn 4 when you're doing the push plays, and they're not like as crazy as say a red deck or your usual yellow decks push turns. So I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be great. It'll be fun though. Another fun one.
Yeah, you can use a lot of the stuff in the Kid Goku deck too. The Z card and the negate.
The negate is so good. I'm saying in Kid Ku it's going to be so nice. Just tapped out, negate, another free blocker, restand your 8th Goku. Pretty good value.
Don't you mean in LeBron Coup?
Yeah, that's what I.
No,
I promise.
he does not mean that.
I'm pretty excited about this Bandages card. I don't know. It reminds me, I think the card is Reasoning in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that right?
Yeah.
Where you declare a number. I think that's kind of a fun interaction that we haven't had before.
Well, they all.
I mean,
do.
you're always going to know though, because you get to look at the top of their deck with your leader, which is nice.
We're gonna guess, dude.
You're going to
Yeah.
get.
Take the
just-
gamble?
Yeah, I'm not looking.
All right.
We're going.
Well,
7.
yeah, just pick a
Actually
number.
gets it right.
Yeah.
Just pick
No, I think
0.
it's cool.
It's
What
kind of
was
like in
the,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sorry,
Mystic
go ahead.
Line.
No, I mean Reasoning. A lot of decks that run that card, you run like 1 or 2 monsters, so you can pretty much guarantee you're gonna hit it. So pretty similar to Reasoning.
Oh, true.
I would suggest not playing this deck if you are playing a webcam event.
Oh yeah, that'd be
yeah.
total
Will
hell.
be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Might
those
show
are
me
dead.
the top of your deck.
Plus, people can easily cheat and just say, "Oh well, that wasn't the top of my deck. Sorry."
Yeah.
So don't even
Oh,
try.
Especially if you're playing against that one guy.
Oh
Yeah.
my
So
God.
don't even try.
Mr. Four Names.
I hope
What's
that
the,
band is coming, dude. Fuck that guy.
What's the universe that used to do this? Universe 4, was it? The one where you could like negate and reveal the top of their deck and
Oh, the Obuni.
yeah, that
Obuni
universe stuff. That's kind of cool. That's the only
I think
time we've
Universe-
really seen this.
Universe 10, I think.
I think
I
so.
think it might be 10. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Obni?
did it before too. Yeah, the
Didn't really have a
Obni.
leader to go
Yeah.
with it, so just kind of whatever cards.
He has a lot of other like random battle cards and extra cards, but it was kind of cool. It was a cool interaction, and now we get a full actual deck.
I
for
will
it,
be
so
wanting to pick it up just to have fun with it.
It's neat.
Yeah, seems like it could be fun.
Let's get.
We have any thoughts about this? The Kid Gohan Fuel deck got support. These two cards here. Does it help at all? Do we know?
Yeah, I'm sure it helps having a gigantic boss monster, but it costs a lot. Is it like a 4 cost?
It's 3
It's a
energy.
3 cost.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I don't know if it breaks that deck though. I was trying to look at that deck and I was like, does this help at all? And it just wasn't adding up for me. The math wasn't there.
It's what the deck needed, like a game ender, so that's good because the deck just stunned a lot, and then you didn't win anyway. I don't know what they were thinking when they made it, but this definitely should help. Not enough to make it something, I don't think.
Yeah,
But that's
it could
for
be.
year low.
All right, we'll move on to the next color, which is the only. Well, I guess the starter deck also counts as a black deck. So, we got the Foo Leader. So it does seem pretty dang good. Draws a lot of cards. Lets you quote unquote free play a lot of guys outs. His cumbers, they all do good stuff when they're played. Bobby, I know you got a lot of thoughts. So what do you think?
I wouldn't categorize it as a lot of thoughts, but I think there's some there. The cards are very powerful. You can do a lot of good stuff. It draws a lot. So it'll be to be seen, I guess, whether these unprotected battle cards, for the most part, can survive in the format. But I am very excited for this 7-drop Cumber that brings barrier removal to black fairly generically, which is sorely lacking in most black decks. So that card in particular has me excited, but the relative power level of some of these other decks in the set make me nervous for Foo's viability, but I do think the cards are strong and the interactions are strong. So it's much better than Vegito.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely.
I'm pretty impressed. I think it's pretty crazy. Especially the boss monster card, the dual attack guy that has Overlord and plays another the 7-cost Cumber. Gives it servant, so it's gigantic. So it's like, was it 3 or 4 gigantic swings that turn, not including the ones that you free play out from underneath your Z-Stat guys.
Oh wow, plays a 7-drop out. Wow.
Yeah,
Dang,
it's
that's pretty
pretty
good.
pretty nice. And then just everything, you're not playing it from so you're getting a giant hand, but you're not even committing cards from your hand to the board or from your Z deck.
Yeah, they're
So
all
it's
from
like-
deck to Z deck, and then they play out.
You slap out the 1-cost foos with Overlord and or with Z-Stack or Overlord, whichever one it is that it needs to be, and then you can just start shuffling your guys under with the Z extra and playing them out for free, which is, I mean, for a 1 energy commitment and get 2 guys, it's pretty nice. And then big hand. The Secret Rare is crazy too. Get out of jail free card on a swing.
Yeah, just like the green Z card, they also gave black a generic good 1-cost double strike black card as well.
Oh yeah, finally.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's nice to have more generic black cards instead of just having that Boo around her, and then obviously Vegeta, but that's kind of multi-deck usage. But yeah, this is cool. This little SS4 Goku.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, at the worst, it's a 1-drop kill something, 15k.
Mhm.
That's amazing. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on to the actual Secret Rare itself now. So, do we think this is just the best black Secret Rare now? Maybe this is better than Cumber, the other Cumber. What do we think?
Definitely better
would
than
be a
Cumber, but
stretch.
It's
do you think?
better, but you have to run the Cumber in a lot of other decks just because of the
Yeah.
searchability,
Consistency
I
factor.
guess, because you can mill it and warp it. Right? That's my first thought anyway. Could be wrong.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It might be stronger on the face of it, but you're going to see it less. Whereas with the
Yeah.
other Cumber and decks that mill, you are basically guaranteed
Guaranteed.
seeing your SCR every game. So that
And it's
inherently
very
is
powerful.
so strong.
Like that, you know,
Yeah.
guaranteeing seeing it, but it's still crazy.
Plus I feel the old Cumber or Evil Saiyan, I guess, is way better as an offensive secret rare. Also, getting rid of something, ignoring barrier, stopping like a floodgate, the first floodgate they play for the turn, coming out and burning the life. All that is pretty nice. 2 bodies. So I think in more offensive black decks or in like decks where you need to mill, it's still going to be the play. But this thing is pretty dumb for any tanky black deck. I mean, Hatchiyak with this,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the problem.
Giving a leader extra life in black seems kind of crazy. Being able to add a life, and then also, I mean, could you make a argument just for running that Trunks, the one that gets anything from the warp, the old one? So I mean, if you do end up warping this or putting it in your drop area, you just add it back. That way, it's just more consistent.
In a deck like Hatch, maybe.
Yeah, where you can pay that kind of energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, healing is a very strong effect. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that you take life to save itself and then just heal it back, it's pretty nuts.
Kind of crazy.
Also, not taking any damage. It's just
Yeah,
the
if
main
it is rest
thing.
mode.
Yeah,
Main
it's active in
thing.
battle too, so I mean, just combo for game and you just go, nope.
It might just be that strong. Risk the RNG factor.
well, my only complaint about that is with Brainwash No More existing, people are very hesitant to
Hand.
on a black deck with a double or triple strike. So this saves you from that single strike when they will, but most people are not dumping their hand on a double strike against black just because they've been burned one too many times on that interaction.
I think that you're right, Bobby, but I think using this card to, if they just hit you with like a big boss card, it's like 50 or 60k, but like one super combo on and a 5k or something, using this to get out of that, you know, though they haven't invested their whole hand, might just put you ahead, you know, that much. You don't have to waste a bunch of your cards, your super combos. So
Yeah.
yeah, you don't blow them out completely, but you do take a huge momentum swing in your favor.
For sure.
Yeah.
And in Fu, you can play it from your Z deck, which is nice.
Yeah, this occupies kind of a similar
about-
space to me as Piccolo Gohan in yellow.
Mhm.
Whereas every time you swing, you kind of have to determine, all right, how do I split the difference here? I can't dump my hand because they'll out combo me, but how do I make them use it? And then how do I
make it
save
worth it,
enough to, still kill them after that? So it's not as good offensively, but it's probably better defensively than Piccolo Gohan. So pretty cool.
Agreed.
All right, I think we can move
Awesome
on
card.
now to the last color of the set. So the first one they revealed is Janemba. Seems like it has a cool mechanic where it like swaps out different Zextra cards and they all have like interesting effects. You have like a little chain into the 2-drops, into the 6-drops. Play activate battle. You play like a big blocker. Seems interesting. I don't know if it'll actually be good or not. So, I mean, does anybody think so?
I think so.
It could be.
Think so?
I like it a lot. Yeah, I don't know yet, but in my head, this seems very good. With the old Janemba cards that you can put in there, all the free play guys, the guys that bounce back your stuff, because there's a 6-cost that plays a 2-cost from deck, and there's a 2-cost skillless, and then there's the 3-cost limited to 1 guy. So you can for 1 play out 2 swings, a 19 and a 20, bounce back 2 19k crits, bounce back with the other free Janemba that can take 2 life, chain attack or whatever. So you get to recycle your secret rare, quote unquote, and then you can bounce back something else with the 1-cost villainous guy. So like you can commit to board, swing a bunch, and then bounce all your stuff back to use again next turn. So it's got
Combo
a lot of
attack.
active stuff. Yeah, combo attack. That's the guy. And also the TP having the interruption mid battle is very nice. The bottom deck's what is it, a 4 or less? 5
6
or less?
or less.
6 or that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then the Z extra card that takes off a keyword skill and puts it on one of your Janembas, that's very nice for like on a double strike or triple strike swing. So there's like a lot of stuff, a lot of interruption stuff that you can do with the deck. And the 8 cost is wild, like just an irremovable 25k double blocker that on your turn's a 25k dual attack crit that you can, with an extra card, make a triple attack crit. I mean, I feel like there's something there. There might not be, though. I might just be completely wrong because the other deck is so insane that all of this that I'm saying is irrelevant, probably.
Yeah, it seems like it
Can I
untaps
just
a lot
say
of
I'm
energy.
pretty disappointed that I got by Fashbinder. Thought it was going to be mill support, and then it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
Got me.
You
Aw.
showed 2 windmills and got us, dude.
Yeah, that was weird.
He got me nasty.
Well, he made me happy because I hate mill, but I do like this.
Probably a good thing overall for the game, right? Mill has to be one of the most miserable things to play against.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
seems
worse
like
than hand
they're-
control.
Seems like they're moving away from doing that.
The other 2 support cards they printed were for the old Whis Beerus deck that restands energy, and they're pretty powerful for the deck. So I'm
Pretty
excited.
strong card. A lot of people like the Beerus.
The big Beerus,
Yeah.
yeah, it's super nice, and the Whis is just really good. Play your 2 costs for 1 on a combo. That's really nice. So overall, I like this. I'll be trying this for sure.
Yeah, it's like a lot of cool active battle tricks, so it's always cool to see. And finally, we have probably the best deck in the sets. Obviously, they saved it for last. So the blue Gogeta deck. So it seems pretty nuts. You can draw a ton of cards. Awakens at 5 life. Really crazy SR blue yellow Goku that does a lot for the deck. The Z card is busted. Has Aegis on all the Gogetas, so you untap energy, and then when they untap, you get you don't for the Aegis effect. You don't even have to do the regular effect of discarding a card from your hand. You just warp 2 from the drop, and then they all have effects. The Gokus and Vegetas, when they're warped, to do just crazy stuff. So, what do we? I know what you guys think, but what do we really think about this deck?
Robert.
Dumb. I think it's dumb. I mean, I think it's a mistake. I think they have gone way overboard with this one. I think it'll be corrected in the future, but all of the cards are good, amazing. I don't know what the correct superlative for it is, but just the fact that the leader takes life on both sides. This is kind of a recurring theme with stuff lately that has been making me angry, but it started with Green Gohan, where you just get to your Z leader just because. You know, your opponent can't starve you out of your Z leader. You're going to get there. Same thing with the Red Gohan that we talked about, and now this deck. You just get to take down to 5 on your unawakened side, and then on your awakened side, you can keep taking life, so you can get to your Z leader at 3 life, and then there will be outs. I mean, there will be strategies that get over it, but just the amount of stuff that you do and the amount of cards you draw, and I don't know, it's going to be a pain in the ass to play against. I'm not looking forward to it.
Is there a reason why it awakens at 5 life?
So you can draw even more cards.
So you can
So
awaken
can they get
turn 2
yourself to 4?
guaranteed.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the purpose of doing that? Like that, it seems like a weird leader to give such a busted awakening condition to.
It's
I
just
don't know.
built different, dude.
Yeah.
It's just built different, I guess, yeah.
It's Gogeta, so
I'm trying to understand why they did this.
Oh, the logic
And-
there does not appear to be.
It
any.
doesn't. I can't.
Yes.
You know.
It also, the fact that on the front side you don't swing, you just activate main.
Yeah.
Why do they
why
keep
is that
doing that?
kind?
why
You
is
don't
that-
even need to do anything.
That's so stupid. Why do they
Perfect
keep
blue
making?
yellow.
They make going first better by doing that over and over again. That was like
Yeah.
kind of a downside at one point. You know, like turn 2 player gets 2 more cards. Now they just don't. Now turn 1 player just gets to set everything up and draw like 3 cards before anything has even happened. So this is, I mean, I don't get why they keep doing this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
it's retarded.
and the
I mean,
Z-
just the awakened turn on just the leader, you get, let's say you're at 6 life. When you took a life turn 1, your opponent swung 1 time so they could get their draw. I mean, God forbid that they not have to not swing, but you get to take a life, so you get a card. Top 5, that's another card. You awaken, draw 2 cards, so we're at 4. You swing, draw a card, so that's 5. Add 1 card to your life to your hand, that's 6. And then you can tap 1 blue if you want to draw a card. So you get 7 cards on your Awaken turn with just the leader.
And
you didn't even do anything. I mean, why?
Yeah, dude. But when you pitch two for Union, dude, you're nagging 2, but you get them back anyway because when
Draw
you warp
3.
them, you
Yeah.
draw 2 more
3.
cards.
So can I throw this out there? Is this all much more fair if Dimension Magic gets banned?
I mean, it's definitely more fair.
Oh,
but
Well, like, is it considerable? Like, does it bring it down to the rest of the stuff?
I mean, Aegis kind of makes it to where it doesn't matter as much, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you have Whis Coercion
has
still
the-
too, right? I
it
mean,
also
Yeah.
it has the effect that makes D-Magic irrelevant, which is Aegis. I mean, you have Aegis,
Yeah.
so
oh yeah, tap
And the
that.
Zex-
you
the
don't even need
Zextra is
the-
just
you don't
so-
even need the D-Magic.
the Zextra is just so overtuned. It's insane. It's just,
Why you get 30k
So dumb.
triple?
and it probably,
I mean,
it,
Higher
probably
Dragon.
it probably didn't need that permanent either.
Higher Dragon did blue yellow pretty well, and I mean it's just yellow. There was no D magic in that at all. It was just fucking Bean and Aegis, and that was it. So this just does it, and also has access to a cracked ass secret rare, and
Yeah.
also every other blue negate that is just gonna demolish the meta. 17s, fucking coercions, beans. I mean, you name it, dude.
There was
17
a
might just
moment.
go.
There was a moment where, before the secret rare was revealed, where I was like, oh, they were smart. On the Z leader, you switch to energy to active mode, but you can only play yellow battle cards for the turn. So, no, I'm not going to get Beast Hond after they do this. That's good. And then 2 days later, an SCR came out for the deck that is stupid. If you see that SCR, which is searchable off of your leader, if you see that SCR early,
Oh my
you
God,
just
that's
win.
true. That's true.
I don't know. I don't know how you. What deck is going to be able to get around that and an 8 drop if you establish them both by turn 4? It seems like it's going to be very tough.
Just red.
Maybe
mostly,
someone will
but
figure it out. But
That's really it.
netting 40 is hard.
Yeah.
The new beast go on next 30, and then you can probably next 10 somewhere else too. So that can probably circumvent it a bit. The beast go on deck probably can counter this a bit. They can kill all the Gojitas by Maya's.
It can if you can negate all the swings, so they can't activate battle on the Z lead, and then get to Red Sin or something, on the trackback and win. But I mean, then you look up and they still have 14 cards in hand. Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the fact that
I
the
don't
secret
know.
rare, the auto works on both turns when we switch energy to active mode. That's just unfair.
So dumb.
Don't forget those are 14. Those are 14 blue cards, so you could swing like 300k and still not be able to combo over that.
And then on top of that, for some reason, when you Aegis, you bottom deck their hand. Why?
Randomly.
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 Yeah, why?
Randomly.
What?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
so funny.
And it's a blocker that restands.
It's comical.
Like, does it do enough?
So, what if 17? So, does this confirm that 17 goes or no? Or are we just
Doesn't even
my
need
grasping
17.
at straws here?
I mean, but that would be like a whole nother layer. That's like, there's no way, literally 0% chance you're gonna win through a 17 into a 20k with Aegis
Yeah.
and like 2 dual blockers.
Magics and beans and all that crap. What are you supposed to do?
Something's going.
Yeah, they're just gonna grind you out.
Yeah, but
There's no
what though?
chance.
I mean, like.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, just the way they're trying to go into Fusion World and whatnot, so it makes sense.
That they're killing the game with this deck?
No, not killing the game, but just trying to stray away from the gates.
Oh, you mean you think they're gonna ban a bunch of negates? Yeah.
Yeah, trying to end games faster, I guess.
Trying
Well,
to end games.
that would be
gonna help
crazy.
end
This doesn't do it.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
If you see that secret return 3, the game just goes on forever. You can't lose.
By the way, if they don't hit Dimension, well, even if they do, forget about it. All the untap. Isn't the SGR in this deck just completely unfair?
Yeah,
right.
think about
I mean,
that,
I'm
yeah.
trying to think about all the untapping and adding to Z energy and killing your stuff and just, forget about the pay 3 skill. Just combo it, pay 1, kill something, and then you Aegis untap. That's got to feel terrible.
And I'm
And-
pretty sure like every fusion has fucking Aegis. So as long as you have multiple on board, you're untapping like maybe 6 You know what I mean? It's once
Yeah.
per turn per fucking card.
Yeah,
so
none of the 8-drops have to limit one on any of their effects. You can play multiple
Not
of
even
these
limit
turn.
one.
You can play multiple of these
it's just
turn if you
once
wanted
per
to.
turn. Yeah, it's actually insane.
You know what this
And that
reminds me of a
SS3
little bit?
Goku is so dumb.
Reminds
What's
me
that
of
called?
the blue baby deck, except instead of negating, it's just untapping.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
But I guess blue baby
manipulation.
had both of those things at the same time, so maybe it's not
And you don't
as
neg
bad as blue
anything.
baby, but
It's all plus.
yeah.
It's so...
the only thing that's neg is Veku, but then when you warp for Aegis, you add the cards back. So.
Yeah, and if you warp, you get the guy's effects off, so...
If
Yeah,
it even plays Veku.
Yeah, you definitely still play the Veku. I feel like
It's a nice setup.
it's a one cost guy that sets up your warp if you want to start doing plays earlier on.
And the Goku...
You guys gonna play this deck?
I
I
feel
mean,
like
if you want to win,
Everyone's probably gonna play this deck stuff. And then Beast Gohan, everyone's gonna play it.
yeah, it's gonna be a green Gohan, Beast Gohan, this deck, and then I feel like Yellow's gonna get hit with the Naughty Stick which after these TPs, I guess we can get into that a little bit, but
Does it
It'll
need
be-
to after all these things?
I
though?
don't
mean,
think so. But
how bad?
people keep crying about Mecha Frieza and Final Flash and all these cards that make it so you don't win right away.
Oh
so
man, Final Flash better stay.
Dude, there's no
Trouble
way.
with
Final
Final
Flash
Flash
is not
goes.
gonna get hit, dude. There's no way.
I don't know, dude.
Non-stop.
They listen,
They-
to the baby tiers instead of the
Yeah.
competitive players. So.
They will remove it if they want this deck to thrive. And I mean, this shit sells, dude. So Gogeta sells.
So is
It
this
doesn't
SS
even shut down the deck. It just helps you not lose.
So is this SS3 Goku good in other decks, you think? Or is it only good in this one?
Yeah, I
Which
made
one?
the gay ass mistake of saying that this card just is not going to be utilized in other things, and I was like, wait a second, there's tons of other decks. I was wrong.
Oh,
This deck is,
Zero?
or that card is very good. The SS3.
Oh no, the SS3 is like just a power creep version of Bardock Ape, like
Bardock
times
Ape,
3. Yeah,
Yeah, you do,
It's got
you do have to have a Z card in play for it, though.
yeah,
do have
Z
to.
extra. But I mean, everybody's gonna have a Z extra on board these days. They all generate some sort of value for almost nothing, and all these new leads need them to flip over. So
Yeah. It does so much. Especially in this deck. Doesn't have unique, so you can just play multiple of them. Kill a guy
Also,
mid-battle.
why did they give it? Okay, so I understand like aegising or whatever, and you have to pay for these guys, but like you get a 20k blocker or a 20k crit that also bottom decks something too, just for fucking aegising. Like I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
that's just
a 1-drop 20k
that's a lot.
crits. Pretty
Yeah.
nuts.
all right, if we want to do some ban list talk, we should do it as soon as possible.
Yeah, so all in all, the sets seems like it's probably one of the better sets we've ever had. Really, do you guys think so?
Power wise, for sure.
It's pretty
A
cool.
lot of these decks are
Up there.
viable, so this is probably a really good deck. It also has a God Rare in it, so it's probably a really good deck to pick up. I would assume it's going to sell out everywhere. I assume Gogeta will be the God Rare, so
Can't wait to
everyone's
see
going
the
to want
God Rare.
that. So yeah.
Promos are cool too. I guess I don't know if we're gonna gloss over those real quick, but they're pretty
Oh yeah,
good.
TPs. We forgot about that. Yeah, TPs. So, is there any standout TPs that you guys want to mention?
Man.
Not really. Like they're not the ones that help for the decks are nice, like the Veku and the Baba, the Janemba. Those are cool for the decks within the archetype.
I'm
And I guess the
personal favorite of
Goku Junior is good.
here.
Goku
Yeah.
Jr., Cell, New Heartfelt Plea,
I don't know about Cell.
Hatchie X, good for.
I mean, overall, all the TPs are actually seem pretty decent for the most part.
Yeah, none of them are like really that bad, except for like maybe one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, not it's bad. But the Goku and Chi Chi seem pretty cool. I like that combo.
Yeah, something for announcer.
And
Yeah,
the,
Dodolocals. Get them.
do you think the Hatchiak will be good for generically any deck, or just Hatchiak?
Just
I
Hatchiak.
think yeah, just Hachiek. I was thinking back when it got leaked by accident that it would be good generically and everything, but Trunks had got better plays later on that that set, so it's just Hachiek that's paying 2 for that.
Okay. And then that Cell Max deck's pretty good for the Cell Max deck too. It's another 8-drop.
Which is what it needs. Sure.
It's pretty nice. Alright, well, we'll move on to our next topic then, since we're done with the set. Gonna do ban list predictions. So, Anyone got any spicy takes they want to... I know we've mentioned some before, but we'll go all in now. And we have any spicy takes want to throw out there?
Golden Frieza leader. Goodbye.
I can start. I got some thoughts, and then we can build off those if you're ready.
Yeah, we can go one
Go
by
for
one.
it.
So, Bobby, you can start.
All right. Well, just by looking at the representation in the format, I would say something for Green Gohan probably should be addressed. I don't know what necessarily. I don't have a great answer for that. Maybe the 8 drop goes to 1. It's just a stupid card. But other than that, the deck is very good, but it can also be played around. I don't know. It's hard to tell. A lot of the data is skewed based on the Super Combo Loop existing for a while. And I think it's less good without the Super Combo Loop, but still really strong and easy to play, so I don't know about that. But the rest of the thoughts, do we agree something Green Gohan, or should I just let everyone do their own thing?
I would agree. Yeah, it's probably too soon to hit like a major part of the deck, but definitely something that should probably get hit.
They did the same kind of timeline with Hayes, right?
Yeah, it would be the same timeline as Hayes said after.
Yeah, it's like a little slap to the wrist for now.
We could do a Hayes level ban for it, and especially seeing the new stuff being so powerful. I don't know where Green Gohan sits within these decks. This new stuff.
I mean, it won't be the only good green deck anymore, I guess, after this.
I should make the disclaimer that there's so much power creep in this next set that I don't actually know if any of these changes are necessary that I'm thinking of, but if I'm looking at this format, what I would address, that would be one. And then the rest, I would say red and black, untouched. They're not represented very much at all. There's one black deck that gets represented minus a few road, and then for red, there's Pan, and then here and there you'll get a blue-red, but there's nothing really standing out for those two colors. So I'd say they go untouched. If you want to fix the Bulma Super Combo Loop, I guess. But the 3 decks that stand out to me, Android 21, I think they should fix the Pan interaction. That's not intended, I don't think, and I think that should go. In Gold and Frieza, you can get rid of the leader, I guess. That's fine, it's been around forever. But I think the higher Dragon Unison being kind of an unintended interaction to fuel that engine, if you hit that might help. I don't know. And then Expert 21, I don't know what you would hit in Expert 21, but when it sees all the stuff and the Super Combo Loop there, it's a nightmare. So maybe the Zamasu Unison gets leader locked to Zamasu, or some hit there. But I think those are really, everything else in the format seems pretty fair, in my opinion.
You could just hit Bad Omen, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
That'd be a good option.
That affects both 21 decks, but oh man. Bad Omen's good.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Sure, yeah. There's no restriction on it, so it probably should go.
Throw those decks out.
You could also just even if you just make it limit 1, then you can still use it, but you just can't
Play 3
do
of them
2
at
in a
once.
turn with set 20, 21, or 3 from your energy. Then at least it's not really abusable like that.
Yeah. We're in different
I'd probably
times.
rather
when
see it
it's
get banned.
way easier to do. Alright, we'll move on to Carl. What are your thoughts on what should get banned?
I think Bobby pretty much touched on everything. I pretty much agree with what he said. I think, personally, I like the higher dragon hit as well. I think it wasn't intended for that, and without Golden Frieza, that Unison does nothing. It's the reason why Golden Frieza is probably super unfair, but I don't even know if it's super unfair either. To be honest, I don't know that they should hit that deck at all, in my opinion. I think everything's pretty okay, and I'd like to see them do very minimal hits, see what the new format does, and then kind of circle back in 3 months.
Mhm.
But I would say, if there was one thing that stands out in my mind, it's 21, the new set 2021 deck. I think that is leagues above a lot of stuff if it's in a good player's hands. So if I were to only choose one thing, I really hope that they touch that. I think Bobby is right. The Pan interaction is the most broken. Or maybe they hit the 2-drop Z card, because that also affects both 21 decks, which probably to me a number 2 would be the Super Combo Loop 21. So, maybe banning the 2-drop Z card or something, give it some more fair ramp maybe.
I played against 2 people during this last Gen Con Web Regional, and one of them was Jared Lopez. Both of them didn't even play it.
I don't know. The guy I played against, Raymond Sierra, I think he played 2 or 3 on me in one game. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right and it doesn't do enough, but I mean, it's a pretty broken card.
Raymond also represents like half of the 21 tops this format. So he's probably him and Daniel are probably the preeminent 21 players.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. To me, I think Bobby's right. I thought Mecha Frieza should be hit last format, but I don't know if I think that anymore. I think there's answers to it, and you can get a couple, valuable swings through it. Tap one card or something, still get your draw. I'd like to see where the format goes. I guess that's my opinion. Hit the 21s. Let's see where the format goes and go from there.
All right. Well, I'll move on to Brandon. What do you think?
Yeah, so I don't know. I really don't think they should hit Mecha Freeze or anything. I feel like Yellow Staples can probably stay, but I don't see an issue with maybe like Golden Frieza, the leader, going. I think it's been around for like a long time. It's always kind of been there sneakily in the meta, and now that it's kind of one of the most dominant factors, I think maybe it should be time to go. I also think that any like super long burn stalls should be gone. Like I think that like Bad Omen could go. And I also maybe even think that like the King Piccolo Unison could go too. Like I feel like just being able to stall out and then have one turn where it's super uninteractable just feels bad at all points in the game when you're just gonna die. So that I also think that Majin Buu Unison has to go with this new Secret Rare coming out. Basically you want to tap in the beginning of their turn and then your auto triggers and then they just have one less energy. So it's either always playing from behind, which seems not intended, or maybe it is. I don't fucking know what Bandai is doing anymore. So
back to
I don't
4.
know. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, you're gonna charge one? Yeah, no, go ahead and tap one. So yeah, but that's kind of crazy. So that's probably it for me.
All right. I guess I'll go next. So I am in the camp that I do think the Golden Frieza leader should probably be banned. It seems just too good on tapping energy and the higher Dragon Unison. I mean, if they banned that, I guess that'd be fine. But I mean, like you said, it's only good really in that deck. So if you hit Golden Frieza, the Unison's fine. I mean, it's a cool tool for skillless decks, I guess, if they want to use it. So I mean, I think Golden Frieza is the real problem. I think just going forward, that's just going to be one of the best yellow decks ever forever. Set 1, it stays, people still use it. So I think untapping energy when a yellow deck offensively like that's probably just way too good, and they should just hit it before they make more yellow Frieza support, and then it gets out of hand again. So I think they should probably hit that. Other than that, in yellow, I mean, maybe hit Trunks Sheeta. I mean, hasn't really been doing much at all recently, so it's probably fine, honestly. Mega Frieza, battle card, Floodgate. I was debating on whether it should be a hit or not. I mean, realistically, if it is gonna get hit, it's getting limited to 1, not banned, because they got the new alt art. But it's probably good to stay. Yeah, like you guys said, it's easily countered. For blue, I would like to see 17 Floodgate banned. I hate that card. It's way too easy to pull off, and especially in this new deck that's coming out with Gogeta, it's gonna be actually just cancerous. So I think it probably should just go. It's way too easy to get out. Not limit.
Can I suggest an errata for that one?
Limit 1 on the counter.
Let's just have it be a blue Z battle card. At least. So that way Expert 21 can't just play this Dr. Giro with Barrier and then have access to it. It seems a little silly.
That's not enough.
Yeah, they just play the baby then, and then it's haha.
Yeah, the baby also has barrier, and you can play it in any deck. So
Yeah.
It's less good.
Yeah.
I think for 17 it would still be worth playing though. 17 it's just too good. Being defensive already with blue and like that. I mean, that's probably I hate that card. You can get out of here. Dimension Magic. We always debate this. Is it the time for it to go? I would say probably not. But it'd be cool if it got hit. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it got hit, but I still don't think it's gonna. I just have a feeling it will not get hits again. Red and black seem fine. I guess for Green Gohan, I mean, something with the 8-drop can probably errata. Maybe just remove. I think just remove the credit life effect entirely. That part's just kind of egregious. They can probably just remove that off the 8-drop and it'd be fine. That'd be a good enough hit, I think. Decent enough hits. Other than that, I mean, it's definitely gonna be a slap to the wrist for Gohan. So, like, I don't know what's the little thing they could hit with Gohan that's wouldn't hurt the deck, like wouldn't kill the deck, but it would actually hurt it a bit. So, I mean, maybe I don't know. I can't really think of much.
How about just lock it to one SCR so I don't have to figure out which one I have to play around? That's very annoying.
Well, that's any deck really. So.
Oh my! No, I feel like Gohan is the most egregious example where it could be Cell Xeno, Cell Max, Goku SCR, Pan. I don't know. Even Wicked Saiyans was popular on the Gen Con weekends. Like, please.
That's part of the fun, being creative with your secret rares. So you should not lock to a single one like this Gogeta deck will be. Where you only play Gogeta, you're not gonna play anything else. So
Bobby hates it when something weird happens.
Yeah, just. Dude, I don't know. I don't want to play around Cell Max and then get triple struck by your leader. That's, I don't know.
Tell
I
me
feel
what
like
you're
you
playing.
get punished for not knowing. Yeah. Ideally.
But,
That's what best of breeds are for, but unfortunately, not the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus, people can hide their secret rares for game 2 or game 3 and get you with that. I know people do that, but other than that, that's probably what my ideal ban list would be. Nothing in red or black. I think they're fine. Just Gohan's the only green deck doing anything, so just hit something Gohan. But that's really it for me. What do you think, Sam?
I personally don't think there's going to be like a ban list. If there is, it's going to be very, very small. They could limit the Mega Frieza. I don't think they will, though. I think hitting it's kind of like out there, especially with all the other stuff. I mean, you could play Nimbus. You could play Nimbus or Forbidden Power or whatnot, but it's not really the same. And but as far as that would be like the only really yellow stuff. I don't know. Maybe Golden Frieza. They've always stayed away from the Untapped 2 stuff. Untapped 2 leaders. It's only lasted like so long. I'm actually kind of surprised. I mean, I guess last set was Sin and Gogeta, so it really wasn't out there. But now that it's kind of out there now, they've always stayed away from that stuff for the most part. So they could hit Golden Frieza. I don't know. They would have to kind of do like an overhaul of banning negates, I believe. Even for blue, it's like, okay, you banned D-Magic, now they got Whis Coercion, and they're still 17. And it just depends on how like they want the direction they want to go with the game, I would believe. That's why I don't think there's going to be too much of a big hit, especially with all the new stuff coming out. I think it was Carl that said it, like the direction of the game's going, and I just don't think it's going to be like massively. But as far as green goes, I agree with Bobby with hitting maybe the 8-drop or limiting it or something like that. I think that would be a good call, because it really isn't. It's more like green's becoming more like yellow, just a bunch of good staple stuff now. So it's like it's like hard to say. So, but I believe the best card in that deck would be the green card. It pops a card and rips a card out of your hand, and then you combo with the card and it crits you. So it's like that just does a lot for one card for 2 energy, in my opinion. But I agree with you with the red, and I agree with everybody else with the red and the black not being hit. But overall, I just don't think there's going to be too big of a ban list, if there is any at all.
All right, we'll leave it to you, Angel.
Me, let's see. Seeing the new stuff, the huge power creep aspect makes me wonder what archetype wise is actually going to go, if they're actually going to hit any leaders or anything like that, because the only things I can think should go are probably generic cards that fit into the new stuff, since those are going to be abused even further, you know? I feel like the natural power creep's going to level out the 21s and the golden freezes and all that stuff. I hate those decks, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's time to get rid of them when something even worse is just around the corner to, you know, kind of balance them out. So I think I hate Android 17 negate. That needs to go. I feel like Mecha Frieza. I don't want Mecha Frieza to go, but I think it will, just from all the complaints it gets. What else should go? I feel like blue needs like a couple things hit. So
Overhaul.
it needs like an overhaul. I don't know, but they just keep giving it more stuff, and then it has an infinite amount of tools. It's D Magic. I feel like it helps the. I feel like the mediocre blue decks, everything that's not the tier 1 stuff, desperately needs it in order to live. Whereas Android 17 is just like a cancerous card in like every single deck. So that needs to go, and like it should have been gone. It should have never been printed, period. Like, it's been a problem since the minute it's been printed, so that needs to go. And then I still think something should be done about Evil 21 Leader, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That one's too much. But other than that, I'm just kind of blown away by the power creep, so I'm not so sure what else needs to go. But mostly just a couple floodgates probably need to be touched.
I personally think that the meta right now is like just overall so good. Like, because like I was saying, I don't think there's barely going to be a ban list just because of how much the meta is, like how overall good the meta is right now. So it's like, I just feel like it's not going to be a lot because you got Green Gohan topping one day, you got Golden Frieza topping the next day, then you got Expert 21 or Android 21 topping the next one. So it's like, and then even if you look at the pie charts that everybody does, it's like, I mean, you got the couple most represented decks, the 21 decks and the Green Gohan and the Golden Frieza and Swap stuff. But even that, you have like, that's even like what, half of the top 16, and the other half's just random leaders, people popping up. So it's like overall, it's actually a pretty good meta. The best one we've had in a long time since like 4 Gamma.
I mean, you're right. The meta is actually pretty nice overall. Just other than a few 2 or 3 like egregious decks, but everything.
And they don't need to be killed, right? They don't need to be killed. Just tune them a little bit, and then I think Sam's point, he is right. I mean, the meta is really nice. You know, it's not.
That's why I think they're going to wait
3 or 6 months ago. If you think about 3 or 6 months ago, we weren't saying the same thing. You know, it's different. It's a different conversation now, which is nice.
That's whoever said earlier in the discussion about being about waiting. I don't know who said about waiting one more format after this to see how it turns out than the really hit stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these new decks will fare against these older ones that are so powerful. But we know that these new ones are just as powerful, maybe even more powerful. But we'll see. I'm interested to see how they're gonna fare against these decks and how they're gonna go going forward.
It's really a shame that the Gogeta is being printed. Because the format has been nice. It has been varied. It's much better than the previous format. And now it is just going to be, can you win the Gogeta mirror? Or can you play something that beats Gogeta? And that's going to be the format, I think.
Going to be Gogeta versus Raditz, bro.
Oh my god.
You're going to need to
do you think that deck is the deck that's like people are going to figure out after a few weeks or a couple months or whatever?
Gogeta, I mean, it's going to be one of those where doing the same thing every time is like, it'll make it predictable, but it's so powerful that if you can't get past
can't do nothing.
You can't. It's going to be like SS4 Gogeta, the other Gogeta deck. If you can't get through that wall, then you're not allowed to play.
He's going to hope they don't see Secret Rare.
You got to hope they don't. I don't see how you can hope that. I mean, Android 21 finds it every single fucking time. They do the same shit. Take a life, look top 5.
Man, why do they keep making decks that can do that?
I don't know.
Search or Secret Rare like that?
I really don't know.
At least have to attack, please.
Yeah, that was the balance before. I don't get why they're moving away from it. It makes no sense. There's like 3 leaders this set no more. How many? It's Gogeta.
It's Fu.
There's Gohan search it. Doesn't Gohan search it?
Gohan and Broly. Yeah, 4 of them. I mean, like,
what happened to just searching for? What happened to just hard drawing SCR? Where'd those days go?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. We'll see how it goes though. This is like the new set is a huge shift. I feel like that. I don't know that what a ban list could even look like going into this next set, other than like banning things that might interact strangely with the new stuff that I'm not thinking of. because I haven't really thought too closely about it. But
Yeah, I mean, with as good as Gogeta is going to be, hitting these negates and floodgates might be the wrong idea.
yeah, but the Majin Buu thing that Brandon brought up is probably
Yeah.
one of the unintended interactions. I feel, but there's a lot of blue cards that do that on opponent's turn, start a main phase. So we'll probably have to hit a good amount of those too.
Yeah, also just even the Soul Striker leader on your own turn being able to tap an energy down seems kind of nuts too, but yeah.
Raditz Blue Unison do it too, or something like that?
Nah, he just dual blocks.
Yeah.
When does Future Trunks untap? End of turn or start of next turn?
I believe it's end of turn, so it's not
Yeah.
as good. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you have stuff to untap always, so it's just
It
gonna
does
go off no
matter.
what.
Yeah.
I think the ban list, the ban list will just be, we'll all go, oh no, they didn't fucking do anything, and then it'll just be them putting out a dumpster fire later on for a fucking E-ban.
Yeah,
They
how
might do an
come-
emergency list instead, yeah.
How come they made the Oh, I guess okay, never mind. Because I guess the Cumber says you can't take damage. That's why. But it has the once per turn. It can't be killed if you take a life. Why can't the Gogeta have that? Why is it just immune to everything, always? That's just
They messed up.
It's so ridiculous.
Gogeta. I love Gogeta.
Like you
Yeah,
have to be
it's
yellow. You have to be
character
yellow or red to remove that. If you're not, then how do you kill that?
You actually have to be a specific kind of yellow leader to remove that, not even just any yellow leader.
Yeah.
It just feels like they looked at the last two Nats formats and they thought, oh, you really like Higher Dragon? Oh, you really like Crimson? Guess what? Now you can play both at the same time. You can draw 15 cards, you can Aegis, you can untap, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Man, blue yellow is always the strongest out there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this next meta fares up. But I believe that's all the time we have for tonight. So that'll be it for this Turtle Club podcast. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys are also excited for the new set coming up. We'll have some more videos of the next set coming and showing off all the new decks and stuff. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Good night.